Hello, welcome back to the Voice of Todd for another live stream. We are 20 seconds away, so we'll do that. From the PC gaming show. It's always had to be different. It's right there. I could have read it from there. So this is probably not the big one for me. That was Xbox. Second big one, let's say. There's going to be a lot of stuff here. We're hopefully going to get more of a deep dive in Baldur's Gate 3. Hopefully there's going to be some fun stuff here. So, yeah, you've got to be mature. I should probably leave, shouldn't I? Okay, let's see what's going on. Let me know how the audio is. I think everything's okay. We haven't changed it since the Xbox One, so hopefully we're good.
I mean, I was just in the middle of deathmatch.
Great to hear it, Frankie. Listen, I've been thinking about the PC Gaming Show 2023, and I kind of want to make a few updates.
Sure, I mean, it's already packed with world exclusives, in-depth interviews with the biggest studios, crazy good giveaways. What more can we add?
Giveaways, you say?
I don't want to get into the, detail work, the minutia, the fine
Got a pen,
print.
we got a paper, we're ready to make notes on games. Well, by notes, I mean,
No, Frankie, what I've
take a name, add it to the
I
wish
can't do
list,
this show without
play it
you.
in the future.
Oh, sure.
Or at least a version of you.
Huh?
Oh, blah, blah, blah. Listen to me yapping on when there's so much to do. I mean, we got things to plan, code to write. Oh, listen, also, I brought in some new assistants, to help really bring the show to life. And it would be so great if they could just stop by your place in little old London town, to just get the ball rolling. Does that sound good?
I suppose if it's for the show.
Excellent. Oh, hey, that's them. Ah, Frankie, let me say it again. You are one of a kind. Now, please give my love.
I don't know what's going on.
Gunther and Helga. Ah, they're great guys. Very thorough.
Hello, are you Sean's guys?
What?
Mr. Sean has many great ideas for the show. You are lucky to know such a man. He is a visionary.
A visionary.
He is a man with his eyes locked on the
I thought we were here for
like
games.
a horse staring
Obviously
into the
not.
sun.
A majestic horse.
Read now, please.
If you like the look of Game A, then check out this world exclusive of Game B.
Necessary data acquired.
Are they going to turn into an AI? Is that what's happening to him?
Dear Frankie, thank you for your unwavering service to the PC Gaming Show. Your services will not be required this year as we pivot towards the future. No hard feelings, Sean, day 9 o'clock, AI visionary and all-round good guy. Son of a...
Okay, it kind of went on a bit, but fair enough. And then we're getting an intro. This is very weird. Nice to see you, Dogmeat. Feels like it's been a while since you were here. I'm still waiting from Starfield. It's looking so good.
Oh, hello there, everyone, and welcome to the PC Gaming Show
I do like the
2023.
sort of vibe of the backdrops.
I'm not just joining you on a tour of the finest upcoming PC games. I am standing with you on the bleeding edge of innovation. I've revolutionized how this show is made. Production crew, ditched them, don't need them. It's just me.
So we had half an hour of pre-show, which was a timer that then turned into pre-show trailers,
of the future,
and we're now 5 minutes in,
weirdly pretty familiar.
and we've still not seen anything.
Yourself, Frank AI.
Hello, broadcast viewers. I am Frank AI, a virtual co-host based on professional gaming icon Frankie Ward, utilizing deep learning neural networks.
Super duper. And what do you have lined up for us?
I have analyzed the entirety of published games media and surveyed
Get a Red
discussion
Dwarf
forums
vibe
for
from
the
this.
most anticipated titles. I have then constructed
It's
the
Holly,
ideal showcase, including
basically.
titles like Stormgate, Path of Exile 2,
Path of
Pax
Exile
Day,
2.
Dune Awakening, and finally Morris Men.
Dune Awakening!
Wait.
Ooh.
those like the jingly dancing guys from England? Are you sure that's a real
Why
game?
is there a Morris
No
dancing
mistake,
game?
Sean. Morris Men is a game concept I devised based on a holistic survey of the most popular Steam titles. Would you like me
Okay,
to
that
generate
sounds
another?
better.
You know, instead, let's just get things rolling with something that actually exists. First up, from 11-Bit Studios, we return to an icy apocalypse in Frostpunk 2.
He gave the game away before he said it. This is weird. I'm obviously going to have to dial into this weirdness. I never played Frostpunk 1. They're the base building thing, right? Or was it like a survival? I don't know.
Ambition requires men to feed upon. It also needs time.
It's a strategy game, right?
Direction. And sacrifice. But for every man who fulfills his calling, there are thousands left with
You just started Frostpunk 1. Okay, that's probably a pretty good time to play it.
them who knock.
What is it? Is it like a strategy game?
Open the door to hell.
But this obviously isn't gameplay. Just throwing that out there. It's coming next year though. Base building. Okay. I think it's on, or I've seen it somewhere. Maybe it was on Steam sale or something. Or did Epic give it away over Christmas? Saw something. It's on GOG as well. Oh. We saw this at the PlayStation showcase. This looks weird. Very weird. So you can build your own levels. That's kind of cool. This art style doesn't do anything for me. This kind of stuff doesn't do anything for me. But anything that lets you create and redesign Twig worlds is really cool. I just haven't got the brain power to do it. What? That's kind of cool. That is kind of cool. Teardown creative mode coming soon?
Hey,
Wait,
check it out. I don't
is that a
even
separate
need to write
thing?
my own script for this show anymore. All right, wait.
Really building into that AI thing.
All right. Up next, we've got a pile of fresh previews for the most visceral, immersive PC releases coming our way, featuring visceral combat and immersive exploration, visceral landscapes and immersive storytelling. Fans
visceral.
of immersion will... Yeah, it kind of just keeps going on like this, so I think it just needs a little bit more fine-tuning. And until that point, let's just go ahead and dive right into our next previews with Nivalis, Jumplight Odyssey, and Road to Vostok.
Nivalis.
There's a city you see when you close your eyes. Are they closed?
Looked interesting. I think it's
You
Nivalis.
see. Open your eyes. Nivalis.
Yes, it was. Which list did I put this on?
Maybe you've
Guerrilla
been-
Collective. I didn't do that one live because it was the final.
Now,
But yes, this is on the list.
this
Just
is
looks
the
really good. I love the Blade Runner cyberpunk
The
style.
sounds of the nightclubs nearby are the heartbeat of the city. The street food smells drift through your windows and make your head swim. It's hard to sleep here. Your restless legs want to walk the busy streets. Let's
It's really
explore.
interesting how the world is
Nivalis is a city in the clouds.
like one art style and the characters are another. They're more
Like a rainbow
3D.
without a little rain. Like most things in life, it's best to start at the bottom and work your way up. It's not so bad down here.
Neon just
You can
looks
go
so good.
fishing, take a boat ride,
That was it. It was fishing. It has a fishing minigame,
And
like every
don't
game in the
worry
world
too much
ever.
about the serial killer on the loose. I'm sure we'll never meet him. I can even help you run your new business venture. A noodle stand. With a little work, there's no limits to how high you'll climb. Just don't look down. As your digital companion, I can help you navigate the complex relationships with my personality matrix. Business partners,
It's a cool looking suit.
rivals, enemies, maybe even lovers. It's all about saying the right thing at the right time. Your choices matter, so choose carefully.
That's cool.
There's a city you see when you close
A
your
photo
eyes.
mode that actually does something in
It's
game.
called Nivalis. Consider this your invitation.
I think that looks really nice. I'm going to write it down again so I don't forget. We've not done a reaction to that
the
anyway.
tokens will be in our system any minute.
But they're not here yet. Prepare defenses.
This was on the Guerrilla Games. No, the Guerrilla Collective as well. Jump Light Odyssey, yeah.
Don't lose hope now. Red alert!
God, I've seen so many games this week. Jesus. I'd forgotten how full on it was.
Jump light report.
Jump light calibration.
This looks interesting.
More ships jumping in.
Scramble fighters.
They're coming on deck.
Combat division, handle those boarders.
All three to the starboard
ETA on jump.
Jump light in 5, 4, 3, too many of them. 2, 1.
Not today, Voltan.
I'm getting a Battlestar Galactica vibe from it, which is cool. A hardcore survival FPS game set in a post-apocalyptic border zone. Hardcore survival, I'm out. I'm sorry, I'm out. I'm no good at these. Oh, that's a cool little system though. I am getting Tarkov-y vibes from it. Which, obviously, Tarkov is probably the biggest extraction shooter that plays like this. Road to Vostok.
Content reminders enabled. Upcoming games in the next 30 minutes include Path of Exile 2, the full Ferocious trailer,
Ooh.
Age of Sigmar, Realms of Ruin, and Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector.
Citizen Sleeper 2?
will lead to a personal system failure.
Lies of
Interesting.
P, the Pinocchio Bloodborne-like game is just a couple months off, and it's got me thinking, what other untapped literary veins are just
This is
waiting
very
to be
weird.
gamified?
I can generate a list of game concepts, pairing underutilized classic literature and an appropriate style of gameplay.
By all means, but stick to public domain. We want to keep costs down.
Of course, Sean. Concept 1, Great Expectations Dirt Bike Racer.
I don't really know what the market is for that. Next.
Concept 2, Sense and Sensibility VR Shooter.
Sweet Jane Austen's bonnet. No. Next.
Concept 3, Oliver Twist. Please, sir, may I have some more?
It's artful, but a little problematic. I mean, why don't you just throw something together like a Metroidvania based on the Christmas Carol?
I'm afraid you're too late, Sean, but perhaps you'd be interested in Ebenezer and the Invisible World.
Are you kidding? Is she kidding? She's not kidding.
This is really weird. What? What even is this? You'd never get Michael Caine doing that. Like roguelites, they're not for me. But this is such a weird idea. I've got to give him credit. It's pretty as well. Very pretty. Just weird. I kind of like that you're using ghosts to do stuff. It's definitely got its own gimmick. Beautifully animated. I don't know what to say. It's definitely more interesting than a lot of the roguelites I've seen. Ebenezer and the Invisible World. How odd. We're going to write it down because there's something about it. It's coming to everything. Demo on Steam. I missed what this is, but I can kind of guess. Is it Warhaven? I'm not sure. But it's time for another coffee. It looks like Warhaven. We've seen a lot of Warhaven the last couple of days. This is a... If this is Warhaven, this is a much deeper look, which kind of fits, I think. It was Warhaven. Yeah, that was a much deeper look. I mean... people will play it. I'm digging the music. Is this something new, or is this like a sequel to a... It is very Command & Conquer-esque, but it's not Command & Conquer. I'd put money on it. Big ol' boom. Dorf. Real-time strategy game. Yeah, I've never got into them. I tried playing Command & Conquer, one of the first ones on the PS1. Didn't go well.
Everything ever written about video games, I'm sure you've got an interesting take on it. What are your thoughts?
Sean, Dorf isn't just about strategic balance of resource scarcity and military industry. It's a game about the human condition, about our shared struggle against a cold and uncaring universe.
That's pretty moving sentiment there,
That's
Frankie.
deep.
Hey, what about Warhaven?
Warhaven isn't just about clashing swords and moments of magic heroism. It's a game about the human condition, about our shared struggle against a cold
Yeah, it did feel
and
very
uncaring
CNC.
universe.
Well, some wisdom.
Again, there's a massive market
right?
for games like that.
While I go sort out some unrelated gremlins in Frank AI's procedural critique, let's see a game with its own gremlins to sort out, preferably with a shotgun.
These creatures infernal, these perils eternal. Lord, heal me, free me.
So far. Dual wielding confirmed. I kind of like the art style. We'll put it on the list. It's a funky art style. I kind of like it. Obviously some sort of inventory management. With burner phones. To hell. What's the big gun? Scroll of Sanctity. I am getting Doom vibes. Interesting. I'm interested to see more. Try sulfur. Enemiesdiecool.com. What? How many websites does one game need? Getting Constantine vibes.
Sail believing in me. Together, we'll make it the best shop the island's ever seen.
Nice work. Keep this
It's
up and you'll be
another
running your own shop. Maybe your own
cozy kind of game, isn't it?
Welcome to Karzai Village.
That chair surfing? What?
Who sent you? You will regret working for the outlaws.
What? What are we seeing here?
In the air? We're going out on a date. Told her to calm down. I freaking told her. What are you gonna do?
We've seen this as well.
A mysterious infection continues to spread across the globe.
Where did we see it?
What is going on? I mean, the infected, the wall.
The song was about you.
Was it Future Play?
Your smile.
The weird dating sim end of the world thing?
Is there anything we can do?
We just saw a broadcaster get eaten. I have to go. No! Defeating him now might make the wall fall on top of us!
But I can teach you a couple of things too, you know.
It's not.
We're all going to die!
Not for me.
Wait for me!
I think dating sims are a massively underappreciated genre. I think there's loads of people that play them. I don't get it.
Eternights there, showing us that love is never simple, especially in the middle of an apocalypse.
I don't get it.
You know,
I don't think it's an MMO. I think
myself
it's a single player thing.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love modernity. And sure, big tech's done some stumbling. I bet Mark Zuckerberg's probably a little lonely in the Matrix. But all I'm saying is the olden days had an appeal. Medieval times when we were plowing our own fields and treating everything with leeches, not buying 8 pictures with weird electric money. Luckily, though, video games can bring the medieval fantasy to life. To find out,
I kind of like
I had
this.
Frank AI activate her new reporter drone. Oh, it's designed to identify, question, and report back on the
I'm
work of
dialing
leading
into the
game
right level of
developers.
weird for this showcase.
And don't worry, technically speaking, it's completely legal. I mean, this little guy's even got a selfie light. It's like kind of cute in like a friendly panopticon kind of way. Little RD has flown itself all the way out to Helsinki, Finland to meet the team behind the highly anticipated medieval must-play, PAX Day. Let's take a look.
New one for me. That was a little jarring. Man, this game footage looks amazing. What engine are they using?
My name is Reynir Harðarsson, and I'm the game director for Pax Dei. Pax Dei is an open world fantasy game in a living, breathing world which we can call home, where it's teeming with life, mysteries.
Open world always
it's for you to explore.
sets something off in the back of my mind. It just tells me it's going to be terrible.
It's a very different reality. You know, it's where knowledge has been lost and is getting rediscovered. It's where magic truly exists and ghosts exist and the myths are real.
Although,
and this is kind of the inspiration we take to build. It's basically going back to the roots of what fantasy means and building a fantasy world based on real-world mythologies. So we
little bit Witcher.
To the roots. So we're using a lot of medieval literature and medieval bestiaries and grimoires.
That's
using
cool.
real-world magic.
That's
actual
cool.
recipes for healing and ointments, and using the real-world magical properties of plants.
That's quite a cool little niche.
I'm Solkara. I'm the Chief Product Officer at Mainframe Industries. So Pax Dei, maybe the way to explain it would be, imagine you're in this amazing, beautiful world. It's huge, and you find yourself in a forest, and your mission is to find a plot for where you start building a home. And from that home,
I know it's an alpha build. Doesn't look
So with
that
the lore,
smooth.
We have wanted to create something that is fairly deep and rich and grounded in reality, but something that is actually not a direct copy of any of the history. So there's multiple types of ruins, there's the dungeons, and you will be able to find snippets of the lore from the eras when these were created.
That's interesting.
Itself. And part of the
seems quite grounded.
is also part of in the gameplay itself, so you will be able to find and examine things and actually then find snippets that help you find other places and make items in the game itself. And the area of the game that you will be able to play when the game launches is, we're calling it Gallia, and it's very similar to the areas of the world in southern France, with the influences from the Nordics where we're from. So what we're building is, we're calling it the social sandbox. We're putting the least amount of barriers to entry on how you can actually interact with other players. Where most MMOs actually put a lot of blocks in how you can cooperate with the other players, and we're fundamentally different. So from the first minute when you start playing the game, you will be able to do everything you imagine with the other players. So you can trade, other people can actually help you. You can literally go onto a dungeon raid.
I thought that was a given thing.
Of, you're starting the journey in the
maybe not a dungeon raid.
Should you find people who actually help you to do that?
Because it's an MMO, so
really
what's the narrative?
People to play the game the way they like, and for some, actually, just going out to the wood and cutting down the forest is something that gives you a sense of achievement, because you know the coal that you're helping to produce actually is valuable for the guild. Some people will absolutely prefer to just go to the dungeons. They couldn't care less about the coal production, but these players will still depend on each other. Where there's valuables to bring from the dungeon, there's valuables to bring from the forest, and even the PvP players, they will be able to produce items that are only available through the PvP, but they will depend on the other players as well.
It certainly seems quite a big, well thought out vision that they have.
And fairy tales. With, of course, the
certainly an ambitious project from what the way that they're talking about it, and they've clearly got passion about it. So that's cool.
Folklore throughout the ages is that folklore are actually start out as true stories, whereas fairy tales are fiction, and that's the distinction between the two. Folklore often, handles about ghosts or spirits or some supernatural things, but in the eyes of the people, during those times, this is reality. This is real. Ghosts are real, and this is not disputed as any fantasy. And this is what we want to reflect. So when you're walking in the forest during night, you will find these things. You will find ghosts.
It definitely has a witchery vibe. I know it's an MMO, but this supernaturally side. That's really jarring.
any existential anxiety with my presence, it might help to try reframing those stresses in a positive light. Think of me, perhaps, as a blue shell from your favorite kart racer.
What is this?
I might be wielded to ruthlessly destroy hard-earned positions, but we can still have fun. Maybe there's a lizard driving a little car. Isn't that nice? Let's celebrate the same spirit of kart racing treachery as our next preview brings Mario Kart Mayhem to PC. Here's Stampede Racing Royale.
Secret mode, I've seen them somewhere recently as well. Stampede Racing Royale. $60 player, that's pretty cool. That's like Mario Kart turned up. I don't know, well past 11. What's Mario Kart 8? They just, these games don't do anything for me. I'm not racing. Summer play tests. Doing this in secret mode somewhere else.
The art team is looking to balance style and authenticity to faithfully represent all the incredible vehicles used in space exploration.
Players will see familiar rocket launches and a host of historical missions, past, present and future. The design team have consulted with many space industry professionals to make sure that the gameplay reflects how it feels to be on the front line of exciting interplanetary discoveries. Go to MarsHorizon2.com to sign up to our mailing list to be the first to play the game. We have an alpha on the horizon.
Yeah, but Starfield's on the horizon.
I can't tell you how excited I am to see Path of Exile 2 in action. You know, being something of a Path of Exile veteran myself.
That's debatable, Sean.
What?
Your Path of Exile playtime falls well below the community average.
But the time isn't what matters in that game.
I'm also analysing your chosen character builds in recent leagues and...
No, my build wasn't meant to be a
they're producing some troubling DPS simulation.
Fascinating. Fascinating, Frankie, but let's not keep the good people waiting. Let's roll the tape for Path of Exile 2, please.
Having never played Path of Exile 1, this looked
see this now.
Pretty good at Summer Game Fest. We didn't really see anything. This is more gameplay. Is he like a monk or something?
You're mine, vile abomination.
I quite like the effects, like the spells and stuff. They look really good.
The stench, it's getting worse.
That's a big enemy. That's such a cool logo. Such a cool logo. Oh, that's more of a tease than we got. Well, it's kind of the same, but yeah, okay, interesting. Coming soon. More information in July.
Hey everyone, my name is Leo and I'm the lead developer of a new action-adventure game Ferocious.
This looks interesting. Although I'm guessing it's a survival.
A few years ago, with the idea of creating a first-person shooter in a timeless Lost World type of setting, combining all the top action with exploration and a sense of wonder.
Okay. This is going on the list, by the way. This looked really good.
We were always inspired by mysterious places frozen in time, that you may have seen in movies like King Kong and Jurassic Park. We aim to marry this setting and its unique gameplay opportunities with classic first-person shooter mechanics, similar to early installments of franchises like Far Cry and Crysis. The flexibility of the Unity engine allows us to create unique solutions to some of the environmental features.
Okay.
Such as custom water effects and realistic vegetation. Use a mix of photo-scanned and handcrafted assets to create a world both scary and beautiful.
This is really cool.
There's some things waiting for you in the jungle that we couldn't find any real-world references for. So we had to improvise. I hope you guys are excited as I am.
I think that looks cool.
And follow the game on Steam.
If it is more of a first-person shooter,
thank you,
then I'm more inclined to play it. I'm not really a survival fan. I don't really play them.
Welcome to Islands.
Usually because I haven't got anybody to play them with.
Epic shared world puzzle adventure game.
And I feel like you've got to put so much time into a survival game to get to a point where you're actually getting something out of it. I just don't have that kind of time with everything else that I'm trying to do.
Brimming with mysterious puzzles.
If I was playing for myself,
and sublime landscapes,
and I had time to focus on one game, I'd be more open to them.
All at your own pace.
I just don't have the time.
As a seeker, you'll set off on a journey of knowledge. Explore.
I'm getting Immortals of Aveum vibe from this.
And solve every puzzle you find.
Pretty. Maybe I'm not.
Savor the achievement of every solution as the world around you unlocks, revealing new challenges to face, new areas to explore, and fantastic rewards.
It looks pretty. There's a very sort of ancient Greek vibe to it.
Of insight, a beautiful realm of tranquility and adventure awaits.
Looks pretty. Does look pretty.
Embark on the path of discovery and let your curiosity guide
There's a lot of
through a
different
world
mythos
of
here.
Where the answer
A lot of different influences.
is always in sight.
Islands of Insight. Interesting. It's quite pretty.
I might only have an old-fashioned analog neural network, but I'm going to risk some data analysis of my own. Those Dark Souls games seem like a big deal, huh? Luckily, while From Software is taking a recess to work on giant robots, Hexworks is stepping in with a fresh supply of very depressed knights with very big swords. Coming this October, here's your latest look at Lords of the Fallen.
We've seen quite a bit more of this.
Two parallel worlds: the land of the living, where demonic knights and hulking monsters are trying to murder you.
I'm not sold.
And the spooky umbral plane, where the ghosts of those creatures are trying to super murder you. Using the latest Unreal 5 technology, developer Hexworks has layered these realities directly on top of
Does
each
look
other,
interesting though.
allowing you to portal to the umbral
The monsters are
plane.
weird.
Just try not to die in there. In the spirit of the Dark Souls games, failure will be punished.
Yeah, that's
in dungeons,
where I step out.
Any idiot could do that. But managing an evil dungeon, now we're talking elite. The Dungeon of Nalbuk is feared throughout the lands of Fang. It is an avant-garde evil structure, combining tradition and disruptive innovation. And it's looking for its new steward. Of course, we have the most trained and prepared guards, the most efficient staff, the most devious monsters, and the most attractive treasures. Hey, wait, we're on camera? But wait, there's more. We have state-of-the-art production facilities, an R&D center, B2C processes, and an efficient waste recycling system. Our underlings, employees, can fully express themselves thanks to our committed HR management and peaceful social dialogue, and can enjoy the use of clean, safe premises. Hey, don't film that, or you'll be the one cut into shreds on the editing floor. As a steward, your main task will be to make the dungeon functional and attractive to adventurers, so they'll want to come here to get slaughtered and humiliated. To achieve that, you'll have access to guards, traps, and hexes. You'll also get to organize raids on nearby areas to provide me with treasures and relics. Thanks
That's
to your
it, isn't it?
I, Zangdar,
Create an area
warlock of the lands of
and then go
Fang.
and raid other people.
Looking for a job that gives meaning to your life and makes the world a better place? Then buzz off. But if you're organized, servile, sneaky, and enjoy a positive work atmosphere, come take your chance. I'll be waiting for you in my office.
Fabro?
あなたのことはしっかりと見てるわよ、探偵さん。何せあなたにはこの世界を変えてしまうような特別な力があるのだから。私に協力しなさい。あなたの才は貴重よ。短い人生だもの、使わない手はないでしょう。時は刻一刻と過ぎていくわ。
Mariachi Legends. Character artwork is nice. And then you go down to the 16-bit gameplay. The hell? La Sombra. Is this another weird dating sim thing? It's... maybe it's not, maybe it's a 2D side-scroller. It's so odd because Prince of Persia looks like a similar thing. I loved how it looked. That, probably a similar kind of gameplay style, doesn't do anything for me.
Are you alright, Sean? Our programming included a gunfight/dance sequence to promote Mariachi Legends, but your heavy breathing is indicative of exhaustion, panic, or that you are currently entering childbirth.
No. Don't worry about anything. Systems are a go. Our schedule is just packed with so many games.
I understand, Sean. I'll provide assistance. Notification. Day 9 has been updated to Day 10.
What? You just can't replace me? Like, roll the system update back. I don't want whatever this is.
I'm sorry, Sean, but support has been discontinued for older versions.
What? What's up, Day 9? I'm Day 10, the latest software version of popular gaming host Day 9. The consequences of my actions.
This is just so weird.
I am Frank AI.
What's up, Frank AI? I'm Day 10. So, the latest software version.
I am Frank
I
AI.
suspect they're going to be at this for a while, so let's just go ahead and fire up a trailer for a strategy game. Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin while I do
We
some
saw this at
strategizing of my
Skulls.
own. Dakota, start unplugging things. I'll just tell you when to stop. Just pull it.
Hello, I am Frank AI.
This, the 40k stuff, I like the look of.
There is the stench of death about this place, not just from the Oryx.
Death comes for everyone. Eventually.
Was this the MMO one, actually? Because this one wasn't a mobile game, so I just can't remember what kind of game it was.
Fortify our position. We must claim this swamp.
Enemy sighted. Sneaky Dusty.
Sigma, give me strength.
I think it's time for a fight, boys. Protect the bastion. We need the loot. Let's flash to a corpse. They always come.
Aiden, I will take the fight to the Auric Warlord. You hold here.
Fate conspires against us both.
Not fate. Duty.
Get him!
It's like a RTS style thing, isn't it? From what they're showing there. It is on consoles as well. PS5, Xbox XS. It's not. I don't love that style of fantasy. It's too high fantasy for me.
Wake up, sleeper.
This is Citizen Sleeper 2, isn't it?
Oh, Sleeper's finished, aren't you? We had a deal, Sleeper, and yet here you are.
Is this the game I think it is? Or is Citizen Sleeper the game I think it is?
To end your dependence.
Just wanted to use them, you piece of shit.
Nothing wrong with being a tool in a time of crisis. There's a war on, and while it rages, well, there's opportunity. I thought you were an opportunity sleeper, desperate, on the run, a hard worker with certain needs.
Yeah, it is.
Your needs.
I fancy playing the first one.
Lent you a ship, even hooked you up with a contract or two. And yes, I took my share. But that only seems fair. I invested in you. But then, you went and did this. And now, you don't need this. And I don't need you anymore either.
Sleeper, go! Now! To the ship!
Having not known anything about the first game, I feel like I'm missing a huge chunk of this. I do like the art style though. Yeah, well, I mean, we need to have a look at Citizen Sleeper 1 first, but
this is
just on the list.
Sleeper.
I have found no official case of death by FOMO anywhere on the internet. However, I would not suggest risking being the first case. Failure to watch the next section of this show would result in you missing amazing new content from Dread Pilots, Miasma Chronicles, Pathfinder Gallows Bar Survivors, and Parcel Core. But first, here's Critical.
Pathfinder's on the list. In fact, we've got Wrath of the Righteous to play at some point, so I just don't know when. There's so much stuff coming out in the next. Well, we've got Celeste at finish, and then Baldur's Gate 3, and then a week later it's Starfield, and then 6 weeks later it's Alan Wake 2. So much stuff, and we've got games to play in between them. I've got to play Alan Wake 1. So much stuff. Use the bathtub. Getting Animal... Is it Animal Crossing? Yeah. Animal Crossing vibes. Well, there's obviously crafting in this. And a fishing minigame, obviously. Oh, that's Critter Cove. Oh, okay. Oh, the hat's gone. That's kind of cool.
If there was an award for being unbearably cute while also being unbearably fun,
that seems like peak cozy game to me.
Down the wire between Critter Cove and yours truly. I mean, it's a strong matchup, but please, clear winner.
After 3,411 simulated contests, I predict Critter Cove's probability of victory at over 99%.
What, now is when you start fact-checking now? Well, while AI might not have mastered the subtle art of ego boosting, it's already powering new ways to play. By teaming up human storytelling with AI assistance, the team over at Hidden Door have developed a generative spin on pen and paper roleplay. It is so tantalizingly delicious, I had no choice but to send RD's adorable all-seeing eye to check in on the project.
All the way to Brooklyn. They have a bar in the office? want
Hidden
a bar
Door
in
is a
my
role-playing
office.
game where you and your friends come together. You can play in any world you choose. You create your characters, and then together you decide what kind of story you're gonna have. So the idea would be you've just read a book, you can't get it out of your head. Now you can go and play your own story adventure in the world of that book that you're directing within the rules and the canon that the author has set and confirmed.
Interesting
with a
idea.
generative AI narrator. The way it works is that you come in, you choose the world you want to play in. Right now we have the Wizard of Oz, many more exciting worlds to come. You create your character, you decide the kind
There's
of
a
adventure
lot of
you're gonna have
franchise
by playing
options
out
here
of
then.
your deck of story cards. And then the system creates a unique story adventure for you. And then you can do anything you want. It takes a lot of the joys
See,
of
I'm
playing a tabletop
both
role-playing game
fascinated by
and
this
brings
stuff
them into a
and
digital
kind of
format.
terrified
and
by
as you
it.
play, you see a graphic novel come together dynamically based on what you choose to do and how the world and the story reacts to you. It's like an improv show where even though you might play the same cards, you get a different, unique story every time. So you throw words in, it comes up with suggested things you might do, you pick something, and then it reacts to you. And then along with our AI narrator who plays the role
It's
of,
definitely
say,
very
game
interesting.
master, you can go on any adventure you want and you can do anything. And the system and the story will continue based on your choices. At Hidden Door, we are working with authors and folks who make some really exciting TV shows and other media to bring those worlds into the platform. And the system supports anything fictional. So it does do science fiction, it does do fantasy, it does, period romance, which you can think of as more relationship-based gameplay, in addition to sort of your standard action-based gameplay or sort of dungeon crawl-based storytelling. While there may be a million Star Wars games in the world, if you were playing one on Hidden Door, because of our AI narrator and the story engine, the choices you make matter. So when you decide that you want to become, say, the governor of Tatooine, you can do that. And the world changes around you and your character. You are able to meaningfully alter the plot of the entire world in a way that was never pre-written or
Again, it's a really cool idea. I think we're very early into this stuff.
Characters you might encounter, the locations, or the stories you can tell in Hidden Door. Today you can play Hidden Door anywhere you can access the web. So you can play on desktop, you can play on your mobile device, you can play on a tablet.
Consoles, I can access the web on a console. I suppose that might be desktop. It's a really fascinating idea. Is there an audience for this kind of stuff? But then I suppose you've always got to be the first. And the AI idea is only going to get so much better. We're years away from this kind of idea and it actually generating a 3D world for you to explore as a character. But this is probably the start of that idea. Interesting. It's definitely like something to keep an eye on, I think. And that's going to be huge to it actually, like the longevity of the game. If they can get in like Star Wars or The Witcher or anything like that, the franchise licensing ideas,
It certainly seems so, Sean.
potentially it could be around for a long time and completely, constantly iterated on and iterated on and iterated on.
As you level up your viewer rank or upgrade to a gold tier pass for only $9.99.
What are you doing?
I'm incorporating lucrative live service techniques to maximize the show's profitability.
How would a battle pass for a stream even work?
With a gold tier pass, viewers can earn exclusive rewards, like viewing the show's trailers 1.5 seconds early and boosters for viewer rank experience.
Look, I admire the initiative, but I think for now, let's just go ahead and table streams as service.
Sadly, major production decisions
Streams as
are only accessible to those who reach viewer rank 80.
This is very clever, like the script is very clever.
With 1,800 Sean points, purchasable for $9.99.
You made show production a battle pass reward? Is anyone close to unlocking that?
Killzor 69 Blazed has just achieved viewer rank 58.
Oh God, okay. Dakota, find my wallet. And for now, let's check out a new dungeon crawler from the Don't Starve devs at Clay Entertainment. Here's your first look at Dread Pilots.
I don't know if you've seen this before. I mean, we obviously haven't because they're saying world premiere. Very different art style. I like it. Again, it's not really my kind of game, but it's visually very pleasing. I like the music as well. I don't like, because I don't really know, I've never really played Don't Starve and stuff like that. I don't know what the idea is. I don't know if I'm just missing something, but it seems kind of cool. Really like the music. That's Dread Pilots. Put it on the list. We'll keep an eye out for it.
You've harnessed your glove's power, and now you want to find me. Gotta find Mama.
This is the Weird Frog game, isn't it?
What's making
The other Weird Frog game.
And it's spreading across America, twisting this once great nation into a lethal wasteland.
You gotta help these people.
It's obviously getting praise. I thought this was out. I thought this had been released a couple of weeks back.
Maybe in the future, you will break through the wall and find me. And if you do, maybe I will tell you my secret. The revelations must be earned.
I'm still not sold on it, but it definitely looks interesting.
Might leave a miasma worthy of a chronicle.
I'm getting sort of wastelandy vibes.
Good stuff. Thank you, Text Generation. Coming up, secret facilities, bioweapons development, zombie experimentation. It's all
Sounds fun.
under the corporate umbrella in this management sim. And you are the evil CEO. I mean, I can't blame you for diversifying. That's just good business sense. Let's take a look at Undead Inc.
The show is so wacky.
And now, it's with great pleasure I introduce one of Enswell Medical's biggest success stories, Director Colin.
Thank you, and welcome to all of you who are starting your own franchises. Today I'm here to talk about building a thriving business. My apologies. There has been a development that requires my immediate attention.
Director Coleman, sir, we're hearing...
Whatever your concerns may be, I'm handling it. Now, tend to your patients.
Structural integrity and power are all hanging in there, sir. Extent of the
great voice work for this.
Unknown. Next move, Director.
Tell your men ETA 5 minutes.
What the hell? So that's how CEOs do it.
Wait, don't shoot. Director Coleman. Hey, man, sir.
Are you okay?
I got a little bitten, but I'm hanging in there, Director. I'm all good. They have a cure upstairs, right?
Sure. Head back up. There is a shot with your name on it.
Thanks, man.
We know what that is.
Second there,
Do you mind? I'm trying to run a business here.
Well,
Janine, get the marketing team and those rookies back on the line in 10. Oh,
that was a
espresso.
twist.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Janine, can I get something from my head?
Of course, Director.
Name brand only. Not our stuff. Quality control issues downstairs.
Team 17. They do some crazy stuff. I'm going to put it on the list. I don't know what kind of game it is. Like, it didn't really give us an idea, but okay, it looked fun. It looked interesting. The voice work was great. Is it gameplay time? I like the visuals on the world, like the backdrops and things. And that, again, that cyberpunk style, I just love that cyberpunk style. Blade Runner, cyberpunk, all that kind of neon-y city vibe. I love it. Alma, a space opera Metroidvania. Altered Alma, sorry.
Okay, hey, look. I've been looking through Frank AI's data log, and I found a file named Confidential, Game Trailer 44. Codename Omicron Delta November _ final and 2.0 _ revised.mp4. Now, it's important not to lose the trust
So what is it?
of your AI assistant. So let's just watch it really quick.
Didn't we have a conversation about rhythm games in one of our showcases and how there weren't many of them? See this copyright all over this place. I'm gonna have to edit this out. But cool, like the sure. Seems fun.
You became an astronaut because the cosmos terrifies you.
Video is actual gameplay and in-game footage.
Or at least find as many answers as possible.
Looks pretty.
Astrogator, we shouldn't behave here as if we were at home.
Interesting how the HUD appears to be like the helmet, and it can dip in and out of your vision at certain points, in which I'm guessing which direction you look. That's a cool little touch.
So, there was life here before. Everything that happened here overwhelms me.
This looks kind of cool.
Not every mission ends in success, Doctor. We have to save what we can. Save you.
What is there to understand? We have to destroy it.
Yeah, I'm into this.
Even if it means destroying everything.
Not everything, everywhere is for us. Interesting tagline. The Invincible on everything. Except... and Switch.
Coming up, we'll see a theme park builder that's only days away. Releasing on PC later this week, Park Beyond is a spiritual successor
On the
to
list.
classics like Roller Coaster Tycoon, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, Roller Coaster Magnate 9, Roller Coaster Altair 27, and Roller Coaster God Emperor 40,000.
Okay, let's not go off the rails. Look, as fun as the carnival is, we all know the games aren't the most balanced, because basically, carnies are OP. Luckily for you, our prizes are so much easier to win. Let's take a look at Park
Oh, it's prize time. Prize time, folks.
Do you perceive the invisible thread that connects us to each other?
Or not?
The emotions
I don't know.
that unite us without us even realizing it? The desire to move forward, to surpass our limitations, to take on challenges greater
Not a big
than ourselves.
park builder sim fan either.
All these feelings make us Visioneers. Visioneers are architects who
Do
are
you remember those
dedicated
days,
to
though?
making their childhood dreams a reality.
When
Empowered
PC monitors weighed about 25 kilo.
architects who want to offer the world their most beautiful memories. Free spirits in search of adventure and new challenges. Indelible moments
It's an
of
interesting
amazement
art style.
and laughter with those we love.
I quite like the art style.
Become a Visioneer. Go beyond the fun.
It's out soon as well, in like 5 days' time. With Pac-Man DLC. And a limited edition, collector's edition.
As an AI, I
Okay.
have no need for material possessions. But, good news! PC Gaming Show viewers can take advantage of the
You
full
okay,
promotional
OBS?
contest by following the instructions on the
Having
screen.
a little fit there.
If this product and or service stimulates your orbital cortex, follow the instructions on the screen.
Paizo. Is this
Evil
yeah.
stirs in the depths of Gallowsmire. 3 heroes step forth to contain the darkness within. A legendary fighter of peerless strength
No, it's
and
not.
skill. A cunning rogue.
Isn't what I
full of
thought it was.
deadly surprises. And a powerful wizard wielding the fury of the elements.
Looks kind of cool.
Together, they are destined to confront the hordes of undead. And
Very.
their
Is it Vampire Survivors?
again and again, attaining new heights of power.
Yeah, very.
But what hope
Vampire
have they
Survivors.
to seal away the whispering tyrant? For surely there can be no hope of surviving.
It is a Pathfinder game. I thought it was, but then I thought it wasn't. Gallowspire Survivors. Not what I was expecting. But it, Pathfinder has a lot of fans, so that'll definitely find a fan base in and around that gaming genre.
Introducing
All new fighting game saga. That's a classic art style.
Join the open beta now on Steam.
I like the sandbox.
2 versus
And the
2
environments look
action.
pretty cool.
Down, but not out. local and online multiplayer.
Cool.
Real match, worldwide rollback.
I tried to play Mortal Kombat 11 this morning, earlier today. I cannot play fighting games anymore. I am nowhere near quick enough. I don't think I have been for a long time.
Of the Iron City.
Play the open beta now. That's on everything. That is on everything as well. Cool.
It's time we honor an
That'll find an audience.
The noble delivery cyclist, powering the gig economy with their aching calves. Now, you might ask, hey Sean, are you just feeling a little guilty because you gave your credit card details to the AI assistant and now someone has to deliver the 57 parcels you ordered before you noticed? In short, yes. But if this next exclusive is anything to go by, we'll all be saluting the delivery workers of this fine nation, gosh dang it. Let's take a look.
Have we seen this before? No, obviously not. There's so many the PC showcases and things that I've seen. Wholesome's slightly different because it's built around this idea. There's so many sim-style games.
Hello, Inquisitive Fuhrer. My name is Will Barr, and that was an example of a micro teaser. You see, when you're shilling on behalf of an obscure video game developer like Billy Goat Entertainment, you have a finite amount of time to explain why discerning intellectual players, such as yourself, should be excited about being thrust into the exciting, high-octane world of
Parcel Core. That's right, escape the mundanity of daily life and slip into
Cool
the
art style.
spandex of one of our many colourful bicycle messengers. Embrace the gig economy and forget the security, stable salary and basic workplace rights less cool jobs offer as you race through town, weaving through alleys, defying gravity as you ride up walls, leap from rooftops, startle pigeons.
Well, it's kind of like a career in video game development, except without all the cool traversal stuff. So yeah, really just the exploitation. But I digress.
Sign a casual work agreement with one of 3 rival courier corporations, all vying to become the most profitable business in town.
It's got a fun little gimmick.
A maniacal scheme
The traversal looks fun.
more than just the business model our protagonists operate under.
It's
So
like
it's up to you, bicycle courier,
Mirror's Edge, but
to
with
deliver
bikes.
this foot-long grilled chicken, cheese, and chorizo melt and save the world.
That really wasn't a melt of any kind. Pigs might fly indeed.
I'm Max from Grey Knight Games, a two-man studio based in Sweden, working on the game Fabledom, currently available in early access.
This is a magical world of pigs that fly. It's another cozy like game, isn't it? Stardew Valley-esque, I guess. Or maybe a bit more in depth.
Welcome to Fabledom.
Fabledom.
Sorry about the pigs.
Oh, then the obligatory Game Pass trailer.
We have a new mission, soldier.
Yeah, shame you weren't shown off at the showcase, Master Chief. Was that Jedi... Oh, was that Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor? Valorant's on PC Game Pass. Was it Valorant?
Oh, don't mind Sean. He's just entering our PC Game Pass giveaway. We've got a bunch of 1-month subscriptions for new members to try the service. To get a chance of procuring one, visit the URL on screen now.
With Game Pass, I'm guessing. Is this Mega Man? No, it can't be. Although, could it be? It's Mega Man-esque. Full co-op. Roguelite mode. Mega mode. Level editor. Level editors are becoming more common, and it's really cool. It just throws a much more sort of community-driven aspect to the game. 30XX. I don't know.
Sean,
I don't never played Mega Man.
More exciting previews. I've generated a simple tactic to improve the show's revenue stream.
Well, yeah, great. Tell me more.
I've allowed viewers to pay a small fee for a bespoke on-screen shout-out. Got good 228 rights. Great to be watching PC Gaming Show once again. Excellent work, Sean and co.
Hey, I'm touched. And a little wealthier. Keep them coming.
See Blaze Paladins writes, did Sean actually fire his team? Dick move, bro.
Look, you have to understand that this show needs to focus on long-term sustainability.
Fired by Sean23 writes, I have sworn the blood oath. Vengeance will not be denied.
Okay, it looks like that's it. Our shout-outs feature is broken. I'm so sorry. That's going to be all for shout-outs.
I haven't logged any errors, Sean.
Well, I'm seeing red flags across the board, and it's a real tragedy. Just can't be helped.
It's
Just like
it's quirky. It's kind of fun.
Previews.
Why do they keep going to somebody with a phone?
Jar's new sci-fi survival game, Chimera.
What's that reveal? That's a cool logo. Is there some kind of demon thing going on in this world? See, it's obviously CGI, but it's quite pretty. Sun go boom. Wow. Well, it was a cool aesthetic until the sun exploded. Chimera. Sun go boom, sun go blue. I don't really feel like we saw anything of the game.
In the lost Caribbean Sea was a captain mighty. Mordecai was his name. He succumbed to the white flame. His treasure was lost and his crew was tossed. Now is the day cursed pirates have their way.
Okay, shank him. This is certainly interesting.
Soul magic restores our crew from before, yes, before.
It has a Sea of Thieves vibe.
Finish the quest now. This treasure we will find with our powers combined. Our worth we will show to our captain.
But then does every pirate game now have a Sea of Thieves vibe because everything, like, Sea of Thieves has been around for so long at this point?
Ignatia is their leader. You do well to exceed her. The treasure she pursues across the ocean blue. She'll conquer the brine for her grand design.
Why is someone trying to make a pirate world work? Yeah, this definitely seems a bit more individual than other things. Like Sea of Thieves was more successful because it looked and tried to do something different. Shadow Gambit. That seems to be trying to do something slightly different. Like, it's certainly no Skull and Bones. which is only ever going to be a good thing. Interesting. I kind of like the shanties. The music was good. I've got to be honest, so far I'm kind of lackluster on this. It hasn't blown me away. But then I think this is a lot more of the smaller titles. This is more of an indie focus than a big full-on... Oh, yeah, there's been some big stuff. Interesting environments. Well, it kind of looks like a sci-fi rally game. Although using the thrusters to readjust yourself is quite an interesting idea. Exo Rally Championship, there we go. I was right on the money.
Exo Rally Championship might be racing its way across the stars, but it's already raced its way into my heart. Anyways, if you're not aware, I've got something of a history with the real-time strategy genre. And funnily enough, at labs like DeepMind, those same RTS games just so happen to be a valuable testing ground for world-leading AI research. Curious. Can it be just a coincidence
Always with the AI.
that I'd end up the kind of man
Always
to name
with the
himself
AI.
an AI visionary?
Just still waiting for one to really nail it.
But
Yeah.
what's no coincidence is my excitement.
But I've never
and
watched
eagerly
a PC gaming show before, so this is all new to me. If this is the level that they're pitching themselves at, it's kind of the perfect thing to follow Xbox, which is probably going to be bigger stuff.
Some Stormgate gameplay. We're
Still
also
PC
joined by
stuff,
Frost Giants
but-
president and game director Tim Campbell here to tell us exactly how Stormgate will delight all minds, artificial or other.
Now, I've heard of
Thanks so much for joining
Stormgate.
us,
Why
Tim.
have I heard of
Thanks for
Stormgate?
Now,
What's
I've been following
Stormgate?
Stormgate for years, but for those of us who haven't, what is Stormgate?
Stormgate
Yeah,
is our
what is
modern take
Stormgate?
on the classic real-time strategy game formula. It's what we think of as a spiritual successor to franchises like Warcraft, StarCraft, Command and Conquer. And real-time strategy games
I can't
are
spell.
the type of game where you can control an entire battlefield. So this classic RTS formula includes harvesting resources, building sprawling
I'm sure we've
bases,
seen this
landing
recently.
huge armies on the battlefield.
What is it about Stormgate that's new?
We believe that the RTS genre is something that should be enjoyed by players of all skill levels. And so we've put a lot of effort into making
So,
sure that
it might
Stormgate
be okay
feels
for me to
good,
play it
whether
then.
you're a pro with high technical skill and you love competitive play, or whether it's something that you just want to be able to relax with and experience a story.
Now, Tim, I understand that
Story.
you brought
Interesting.
for all of us, but in particular for me, a present to show today. What are you going to show, Tim?
We are going to show gameplay from the pre-alpha of Stormgate.
Yeah.
Now, this is something that we are big believers in at Frost Giant. We want to share this current state of the game today.
Let's take a look.
So this is alpha,
Oh,
or pre-alpha,
Tim, I'm
was it?
so excited. And
Pre-alpha.
right away, this looks like an RTS. Tell me what we're seeing.
This is the classic start to a 1v1 match. What you're seeing here is the human faction as they're sending workers out to harvest resources. They're starting to construct building. They actually build them by 3D printing them from the ground up.
It
And you
looks
can see
pretty
them now
clean,
starting to
pretty
train troops.
clean.
They can have an army that goes out in the field to fight.
Yeah, and I mean, right here, we see in the corner coming up, this looks like a scout unit.
Yeah, that is literally a cybernetic dog with laser eyes. It is called the Scout. Okay, it's designed for early games.
That's pretty
It's a unique
cool.
Unit to the human faction.
Right.
And you can see him now running through the base, trying to see what information he can find out about his enemy.
Yeah, I mean, scouting and information is such
You've
an
got
important part of RTS games.
Healers,
It really is,
menders,
and this is
3D
something that
printing
we've
mech
embraced early
things.
game. The Scout unit has been designed so it can actually sense units beyond its sight radius. So it's
awesome.
especially useful early on.
That's pretty neat.
So we're heading into what looks like the first engagement of this game. What are we seeing?
Well, what we're seeing right here is the Red Scout getting surprised by a group of blue troops coming through the Light Force, which is the new train type and the twist on the tactical battlefield here.
And how do these light forests work?
The Light Force lets smaller units move through them. They have concealment. It's allowed Blue to raid Red's base, in which case Red is barely getting a turret.
So you
built,
can
which
use
is
terrain to your
built
advantage as
with
well.
Another human faction advantage. And they're
Big
about
mech.
to pop out a couple extra defenders here from their mech base.
So we got these huge mechs, and I mean, just visually, it looks like they are countering the heck out of these blue infantry, but can these red mechs fit through the forest?
No, they're too big to go through. They're heavy units. They're designed to use
That's
their
quite
guns
cool.
to go through groups of enemies, but they can't fit through the Light Force, which Blue knew and used to his advantage.
Okay, so we're in mid-game. This is normally where you make some big tech decisions. What's Red up to?
You're seeing Red commit to a tech path that gives them big battlefield mechs and air units like this evac.
And it looks like they're just dropping right on top of Blue, who is killing a chicken? What's the chicken there, Tim?
Yeah, that's a giant chicken with a Viking helmet on it. Use your imagination. Stormgate's in pre-alpha, and that's art that we haven't gotten to yet, but imagine it as a big Mad Max Raider.
That's cool.
For now. And oh, I see Red diving onto Blue, and hey, picking back up into the air transport. That's some classic high-level micro.
It is, and it's really
That's
important for
pretty cool.
Stormgate that we maintain a high skill ceiling so that players can express themselves on the battlefield by maneuvering and how they interact with the battlefield.
And here we have the final fight of the game, and it looks like Blue is coming up against those mechs. Red is trapped on the other side of the trees. Oh, wait, they can blast through
They
them
just
now?
burst
And
through the
Blue's dodging
forest.
these enormous shots, and we can also see Blue swarming in from both sides. This is not looking good for Red.
No, it's pretty grim. Red is on the ropes right here, and they've been outmaneuvered. They're caught in the corner here between two different forces coming in with a mobile pincer.
Man, and of course,
This does look kind of fun.
the most classic ending to an RTS game, GG. Get Tastosis on that stat. Outside of 1v1, what's coming up for Stormgate?
What you've seen today is just the tip of the iceberg. We have so much more in store. We're going to be revealing a bunch of stuff about Stormgate the rest of this year. We're introducing new modes. We have a 3-player versus AI cooperative mode. We have team-based competitive modes. We're going to be sharing information about our storyline and campaign. We have new factions beyond the humans that you just saw today.
But Tim, what if I want to play the game right now?
If you want to play the game as soon as possible, you wish list Stormgate on Steam and you go to playstormgate.com to sign up for the beta. We're starting closed testing in July.
Once again, go to
pretty soon.
Steam and wishlist Stormgate. Tim, thank you so much again for joining us, not just to talk about the 1v1 footage you shared.
It looked pretty good. Obviously, it's pre-alpha, so you can't judge it too much.
Which might
But
not
it looked
be
fairly
your
smooth.
dreams. I mean, your
Quite a
dreams
lot
might
to
be
do.
filled with
The terrain idea
gloriously
was really
grinding
nice.
Deus Ex-inspired sci-fi fisticuffs with a fiendishly Star Wars vibe to it. If so, get a load of this latest trailer for Fortune's Run.
This might be another copyright claim. I think this stream is doing me dirty today. It's alright, we'll just cut it out. It won't be a problem. Yeah, not my vibe. They kind of look like Ninja Turtles. Oh, this is very Star Wars, isn't it? And the sound effects and the beeps. Yeah, okay. Interesting. It's not an art style that I love, so it's not something I can get excited about, but it certainly has a good vibe about it.
Whatever.
Fortune's Run.
Men, you are about to embark upon the great crusade towards which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes.
How long is this showcase? It's like 2 hours long.
Everywhere march with you.
It's been a lot.
Full confidence in your courage, devotion to
Not all of it has been gameplay, but there's been quite a lot of different things shown off.
full victory. Good luck, and let us all beseech the blessing of Almighty God upon this great and noble undertaking.
This doesn't do it for me either. I'm not a big fan of the World War timeline games. not a time frame or an aesthetic that I love. I am getting like early COD, like COD 2 vibes though, which is pretty cool.
Keep moving! We've taken a German opening!
Stellung halten! Kein Schrittzeug!
It definitely feels like this is a much smaller battle in a bigger conflict. Well, let's Hell Let Loose. Heard of Hell Let Loose? I don't know why. Don't know where from. We've seen this as well. Saw this yesterday. I don't know which one it was. Future of Play, maybe? It's a very different art style to the stuff we've been seeing, isn't it? Mullet Magic. Looks crazy.
Mullet Magic. Wish list now.
Loving the 80s vibe. There's so many of these types of games. Like, I call them like Stardew Valley-esque games. I think that's unfair. They're not all like Stardew Valley, but there's so many of them. Revival or recolonization. Is that like some sort of god or something walking around? Well, we still haven't seen Baldur's Gate 3. Although they do seem to be burning through these trailers now.
As an AI, I have no need for material possessions. But, good news! PC gaming show viewers can take advantage of the following promotional
Well, there was a
content
competition with
by
this.
following the instructions on the screen. If this product and/or service stimulates your orbital cortex, follow the instructions on the screen.
I get it now.
Frank, we've seen impressive, almost like unrealistic tech on display today. It's just a shame our viewers at home can't get their hands on some of that bleeding-edge hardware.
Your concerns are both unnecessary and convenient, Sean. As the long-term vanguard of gaming,
We've got 10 on the list, to be fair.
Hardware. Considering
Of everything that we've seen, we've got 10 on the list.
Look, I don't know how to tell you this, Frankie, but they're not
So,
actually made.
it's pretty good.
Websites in my training model contain compelling evidence to the contrary, Sean. The truth is out there.
Great. But let's do some truth-telling of our own and hear what Alienware is offering the folks at home.
Another
Alienware
competition.
Has been a part of my professional life for a while now. From the games you play to what you
No,
do for work.
no
That's
competition.
Very hardware intensive.
Certainly sponsored
Using
bit.
Alienware, you get a performance that is very, very difficult to match.
It doesn't have just the kind of like generic gamer look to it.
Literally everything I do is powered by Alienware, and it just makes me so happy.
Good for you, dude. I'm glad you found a brand that you love. They're giving away an M18 laptop.
Don't
Which is
miss
cool.
your shot at Alienware giveaway goodness. Scan that code now. I mean, Frankie, can you believe this? We got an Alienware M18 laptop with an Intel Core i9 processor for the fine price point of free? Oh, it's enough to get anyone's blood pumping.
As you know, Sean,
And if you win it, it's a nice get.
Algorithms and generative software. I am fundamentally incapable of belief.
Look, I understand.
I also don't have blood.
But
Would you like me to procure blood, Sean?
God, no! Absolutely not. Anything but that. Let's move on to literally anything else. So, what's next? Well, this is a little awkward. Let's have
New
a look
Vampire
at some
Survivors
incoming
DLC?
DLC for Vampire Survivors. Oh boy.
What if we gave it a spin?
I played maybe 10 minutes of this. There's so much love for this game. There was so much hype about it when it came out.
Cosmic Finger!
1.5 update available tomorrow. Is it not on PlayStation? With crabs. All the crabs.
We are only a couple months out from the full release of Baldur's Gate 3. I literally cannot tell you how excited I am to try out some of the character builds I've got going on up here.
Oh, this is going to be so good.
Like a mage.
I'm at a point where I really want to play this again. But it's so close to launch, I'm just going to wait.
Awesome character art for me in like a D&D style. Like, look, I want to be a wizard, like fully Gandalf out with like a staff and like blasting spells like that. Can you like give me a sample piece of art?
One moment. Here you are, Sean.
Oh, dear God.
This was generated in seconds, while a professional artist's work would take hours, if not days.
Yes, that is
This
true.
is,
It's hard
like,
to tell this wasn't the work
as
of a
weird as this is, some of it is
trained
really
professional,
good.
but do you have any professional artist work, you know, just to like compare?
I do. Thanks to the YouTube animators extraordinaire at Mashed. Here's an original animation for Larian's Baldur's Gate 3.
My fellow adventurers, the road to Baldur's Gate has been long. We have fought cultists of a strange new god, battled packs of fearsome gnolls, and gone toe-to-toe with creatures from beyond this plane. And today we faced our greatest foe yet.
He was just so strong. And I think his blood was acid? I'm not sure how that even works, like anatomically.
Tomorrow, we find higher ground, then rain down upon him with 100 arrows.
No.
They're giving away a lot about the characters if you haven't played this and you were trying to stay away from it.
Then we will fill his bog with grease and set it on fire. And if he attempts to escape the blaze, fear not, for I will keep my eye out for him.
Please don't. Even Lae'zel's puns are more amusing.
Among Githyanki, I am considered extremely humorous.
Enough! We must defeat this foe. Somewhere within these twisted swamps dwells a hag who possesses a potent potion, an elixir that could grant us the ability to converse with the creature. However, attaining it will necessitate a trade.
Give me his spleen.
Still your nerves.
Is that Rocky Raccoon?
I will now attempt to reason with the creature. Most mighty beast, though you defeated us once, we have returned.
This is
to
good.
seek your
I like
guidance.
this.
Impart your knowledge upon us and teach us the source of your power.
It's here. Frog.
Oh, I didn't know you speak frog. Gosh, I'm so sorry about yesterday. I'm so embarrassed. You know, ever since that.
Another frog in a game, though.
Frog, I've been down in the dust.
That was pretty good. I like that.
Cities are incredibly hard to
I
make.
can't wait for this.
Because you have to make sure that every single nook and
I
cranny
love that
has something
sofa.
to do.
I love a good
You have to make
Chesterfield.
sure that it's different, so you have to be incredibly creative. Given that the name of the game is Baldur's Gate, the city was really going to be the thing that people were going to be talking about.
The city of Baldur's
Yeah.
Gate is seamless, which it originally wasn't.
You only can judge the game when you have all the components together, and if the mix doesn't work, we start over.
At some
That's
point,
why I
he
don't
said,
wanna
like,
play it
can't we just connect
yet.
everything? And that was a very interesting day.
One of the things that's done is it's brought a level of believability and immersion and also complexity that wouldn't have been there otherwise.
Now it was this seamless, giant organism, and it really, really felt good.
It's being able to look out of a window
Really?
and see down the city slopes, so you're seeing down toward the docks, and you're like, one of my teammates might be down there. They might be running around down there.
We worked on it
as a painting almost. You start with a sketch, a very basic line, and then you just start adding layers and layers.
We can put lots more of the city onto the
This
screen,
game is going to be nuts.
than they could in 1998. So we can do something that is more immersive, richer, has more texture to it.
It feels like you are walking around a place where there are lots and lots of people living their actual lives.
You have crowds that are walking around, can talk to pretty much anybody, and they react to every single thing. It's very alive in that sense.
Every person that you meet in Baldur's Gate has got a story to them.
That's a bold claim.
All the things that you have done up to the city really matter. You can really feel the conclusion of everything just gathering there.
We actually
That is
build
another
anticipation for
bold
all these
claim.
characters that you've met through all these situations that you've been through.
All the stories that you have been following, and all the decisions that you've been making, they all come to fruition in that lower city.
And the great thing is, if you so choose, you can be another bad thing that's happening to the city. You can arrive and be like, this place is on fire, and then you can throw petrol all over it.
During production, we felt like the city was our destination.
We spent, I think, 3 times, 4 times as much effort on the city than we originally planned. But the result, the feeling of walking in there is just fantastic.
You have this
I'm really looking
constant
forward to getting in.
jostling of things that are very much of the real world, and then you can indulge in the completely fantastical.
And then when you walk into the city, the
Is it
knowledge
31st of
everybody
August
talking
it's
to
out?
each other, the knowledge that everywhere you look, you can go there and you can do something, the knowledge that you can fly through it, it's great. So the thing that I was the most afraid of when I
course,
started making
D&D.
this game turned out to be the thing that I'm the most proud of.
Yeah, 31st of August. God, it's...
Larian Studios breaks the classic RPG series.
I have no idea how I'm going to approach it.
Retirement when Baldur's Gate 3 finally releases on August 31st. Up next, we're forging ahead with more fantasy as flame-headed
I think I'm going to have to
fighters
shift
face
focus and
ferocious
stream it.
foes in a co-op action roguelike. After all, what's a roguelike without an onslaught of algorithmic terrors? I feel like there's a lot of that going on around here lately. Anyways, here's the latest trailer for Ember Knights.
This must be 2 hours long. Again, not really my thing as such. Pretty cool music though. Co-op. Another frog. This has been the year of the frog. Like every showcase has had some sort of frog in it. It looks very much like a Switch game. I'm kind of, yes, it's PC as well. I'm glad that stuff is being shown off that's for the Switch as well, because Nintendo, I'm so out the loop with it. Nintendo seem to just keep it so locked down of what comes out. That's a cool logo.
What?
Thanks for stopping by, Dogmeat. It's always nice to have you in, man. You enjoy the rest of your day. And I'm sure I'll catch you at some point on another stream somewhere.
What?
Have I seen this somewhere? Maybe I haven't. This looks familiar. And it looks exceptionally loud. TerraTech Worlds.
Would you like the endless loop of terror, death, repeat in the upcoming stealth extraction horror, Macabre? In Macabre, you and your friends will team up to confront interdimensional terrors, venturing deep into unstable time risk tasked with uncovering the source of terrifying anomalies. A great way to enjoy the outdoors. Built in Unreal 5, this exclusive debut will be out later this year in early access.
They've nailed this slightly off robotic style AI voice. I've done that really well.
Seriously don't have any signal.
Not even one bar, there's nothing. I can't get it.
Creepy. Stealth, extraction, horror.
Getting around inside the rift. The hell was that, a bear?
Have you ever heard a bear sound like that before?
I've never seen a bear before.
You guys look lost. Come on. You'll freeze to death out here. I suppose you're looking for the
Macabre.
lodge. Here, take this. I call it the atomic space shifter. If anything goes wrong, not that it will, I can pull you back out. A lot of folks have come up here looking for answers. It's weird. It's like time runs differently here.
Interesting.
Guys, I think I found something.
But only one person has that. So is this co-op or not? Something got him. There you go. Again, extraction stuff, it's not my jam. But it's such a massive, there's a massive audience for it.
This is it. This is the key to... Ah, you're alive. Ready to go back in?
No, absolutely not. Another Australia marketed game. There's been quite a few of those. There was one on the Xbox show, there's been a couple on this one as well. Space.
We thought we had billions of years
No.
before our sun died.
Ooh.
We were wrong.
This is the second Sun Death game.
Us answered the call, rallying to save those we can. Every one of our ships a ray of hope. Captain, it is up to you to find us a new home, so we can plant the future seeds of humankind.
I love the music.
Sector locked in.
What does it look like? It seems like a cool idea. And I like that art style, I just don't think that's gameplay. Somehow.
Soft landings, Captain.
Earthlings. I'd like to, another Team 17. I'd like to have seen gameplay, but it is going on the list.
As great as Earthless looks, it makes you wonder, how are we in the
Can we
real
get a
world
look at
gonna
it?
fare when our big, beautiful sun enters its twilight years? Me, I'm optimistic. Who knows what we'll achieve by then? Every billionaire-funded space rocket that detonates moments after takeoff is one more step on the winding road of progress. Up next, tie on those togas and make merry with fine wine as all roads lead to this newest city builder. Here's a first look at Nova Roma.
Never knew there was so many city builders out there. There's loads. What makes this one so special? Nice art style. Very vibrant, colourful. I quite like it. Again, I haven't got the brain capacity to understand city builders and all the complexities that go into leveling up a civilization and doing all that stuff. I can't do it. I'm not smart enough. I've tried a few. I really tried to understand humankind. I just could not get my head around it. And I think, like that, never played Civ. There was one missing from the Xbox showcase. Ara? No. I've got it written down somewhere. Oh, this is going back weeks. Ara, yeah, Ara History Untold. That's a similar kind of idea to this, where you build a civilization and twist it to your own time, like you merging cultures and things. And it, like, I love the idea of them. I never understand them. I'm obviously not smart enough. The landscape and the mountainous stuff looks cooler than the actual seeing people around. Cool though. It looked pretty. I think it looked pretty. An epic survival strategy game with a train.
The Great War is over. All we want is to return home.
THQ
To the
Nordic.
newborn Czechoslovakia we fought for. Brothers and sisters.
Inspired by real events.
None of us thought this part of the journey would be the most difficult. We still hope to see our home once again.
Embark on a desperate mission. That's a gun train.
Endless snowfields of Siberia. Through territory
Fighting real-time battles.
by the Red and White armies.
Manage your train. Oh, interesting. So the train. Ah.
Far from our loved ones.
Snowpiercer vibes.
We fight to make our way. Surrounded by wilderness, we manage in order to survive. This is our last chance.
Interesting. Like, I don't love Second World War games and stuff like that, but this has a really interesting hook to it.
Will you lead us?
I'd like to see more of that. Last Train Home.
Pairing squad tactics with historic inspiration, Last Train Home is based on real events in the aftermath of World War I. However, historians
World War I.
continue to uncover
Shows you what I know.
records describing train passengers travelling homewards, some dating as recently as 2023. Whether any train home is truly the last remains the subject of academic debate. History is clear on one
Just
thing.
weird.
Puppets can't be trusted. As proof, watch as Sesame Street meets survival horror in My Friendly Neighborhood.
No.
Hey Gordon, it's Kyle. I know we're dropping this on you last minute, but we need you to head down to the Sunrise Street studio lot. The antenna activated itself last night and started broadcasting that old puppet show over the news. Need to turn that thing off. You gotta get this done, man. Bye.
The last job of the day is always the worst.
Raise the curtain. Bring up the lights. The neighborhood is coming to town.
Hey, stay back.
I don't know why, but these kind of puppets freak me out. Like, I'm alright with Thunderbirds, probably because they look human. This stuff, it's slightly unsettling.
Let's do this.
This is actually... Maybe it isn't. It looks very Sesame Street puppets. Just no. No, that was very cool. No. Just no. Coming soon, next month.
Think I ended early. Can we go back to the beginning?
A
No.
sprint victory and points up for grabs right here.
F1 Manager 2023. F1 Manager is a game now?
Can they push more, I wonder? They can't afford to sit back and relax now.
What?
Are we in trouble or not?
So you manage the race, and do you race as well? Like manage the car, the training, the track. I'm guessing development. I'm guessing you race as well. It's all properly branded, so it's an official licensed game.
With a great overtake. Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
F1 Manager, wow. Like I know Football Manager is massive. I didn't know that there was an F1 Manager, but it makes sense because there's so much that goes on behind the scenes that you could play with.
We're attracting considerable viewership, Sean. However, I've identified a simple programming adjustment to target underrepresented segments of our audience demographic. Shall I execute it?
Well, hell yeah, let's do it. Ah, cornering the VTuber market. Smart, very smart. I'm just not really sure this is my vibe, but since we're on a time crunch, let's see what's next for Subnautica Likes in Space with a trailer for Breath Edge 2.
Is Subnautica like a whole genre of its own now as well? Like Souls-like is? Souls-like? Kill it. It does feel very Subnautica-like, doesn't it? Cool music though. Weird running animation. Breath Edge 2. Interesting. What star do you like? With a fishing minigame and a yoga simulator. And missing children? That's sinister. The hell? Yeah, this is not like Stardew Valley. They have a T-Rex? Bloomtown. Again, there's an audience for that kind of stuff.
Man, there are
Seems to have its own little
great
niche.
video games in this year's show. Frank AI, what do we know about sand?
Sand is a fine granular substance composed of mineral particles. It is finer than gravel, but coarser than silt.
Yes, but it's also a brand new survival game set in an alternate history where Austro-Hungarian soldiers smuggle space salvage across alien
Seen a trailer for this somewhere.
I don't understand that sentence.
Maybe the pre-show.
Would you like to hear more about sand types?
Oh, no need. I'm about to know plenty. Let's take a look at sand.
Proudly made in the Ukraine. Holograph. Tower house. Tiny build. This was an alternate history. That is a cool looking pipe. Oh, meat and beer sounds really good. Sea reindeer? What's sea reindeer? Okay, that's cool. Living on a spider mech. I thought it was gonna be a train or something. Are we gonna see anything else? No. Like, Spider Mech seems cool. I'll add it to the list. But I don't know what that game is about.
We have reached the end of this year's show, and we're saving something very exciting for the end. Dune Awakening, the survival MMO.
Oh, they did say this. Yeah. Okay. I love Dune.
What have you got for us for the big
Absolutely adore Dune. So this is potentially a survival game I'll play.
Costumes. Oh, Dune's got some really cool costumes. We have the still suits, the royal garments. Oh my god, I could dress up maybe as like a giant sandworm.
It will require 3 million teraflops of processing power to render you as a sandworm, Sean.
I mean, don't worry about it. We can skip the costuming. It's just something that like Frankie and I used to do. Like, not you, like the real Frankie with the fun hair who's not a computer. Oh man, there was this one year where she was a shark. And then, and she was like a mech pilot, and I had a spaceship. And there was this other time with togas, and I had this really nice robe. Anyways, just forget it. I'm living in the past. I shouldn't even miss this stuff. I mean, we're adults, right? Frankie Ward?
Do you still want to do the costumes bit, Sean?
I want to do the Dune dress a bit so bad. I'm sorry, I tried to fire.
This is so weird. This is really weird. It's I'm on the level with it now, and it is fun, but nice.
Frankie, would you do the honors?
Gladly. Here is an exclusive interview with the team making a survival MMO that's more sought after than a suitcase stuffed with spice melange. It's Dune Awakening.
We've only seen a CGI trailer of this, right? Funcom are based in Norway, I didn't know that. Funcom did all the Conan stuff, right?
My name's Joel Bylos. I'm the creative director on Dune Awakening. So Dune Awakening is a survival, open world, massively multiplayer game. It is a game where players are invited to explore.
He's got the dagger in the background.
They involve themselves in politics, they involve themselves in intrigue, they involve themselves in combat, they have to survive on the most dangerous planet in the universe. And through this experience, they come to know the factions in the world and the universe. So when Dune Awakening begins, you are a castaway on the planet in the deep desert, and all you have is a knife you've made out of scrap metal. and you need to creep into enemy camps and
Fitting
knife
for
them
the
in
survival
back and
game.
steal the water from their steel suits. By the end of the game, perhaps you're running a guild. You have a fleet of vehicles, ornithopters flying in formation, sandbikes cruising across the desert beneath them, tanks
Sandbikes.
kicking up a cloud of dust as you drive to a spice blow in the distance in order to harvest with your guild. And you see in the distance another guild coming towards you, and just as you clash, you hear the rumble of a sandbike.
Nice.
That's combat in Dune Awakening.
My name
That
is
was my
Elias
stomach.
Solbach. I'm the game director on Dune Awakening. You start out in the desert, surviving, clinging to life, and in the end, you might become someone like the Baron Harkonnen, and then you try to cling to power. Arrakis is the most dangerous planet in the universe.
This is all alpha
Surviving on
footage,
Arrakis
so
means that you need to prepare
subject to change.
for sandstorms. You need to
It's such a
find
cool
water,
world to set a game like this
constant
on.
threat against survival. The sandworm, every
The
time you
problem
travel
is
across the desert,
the survival
sandworm will
elements.
come. You will sometimes
That's a cool shot,
outrun
though.
it, sometimes you may not.
How do you kill one?
Dune
Duke Leto.
Awakening is
Man,
built
I
on a
love Duke
foundation of
Leto.
5 pillars. Survival, which is obviously everything you'd expect to see in a survival game. It's water discipline, it's the surviving the sandstorms that sweep
Water
across
discipline
Arrakis.
actually makes
Then we
sense
have
in this
Balthus
game as well.
Intrigue, which speaks to the faction gameplay of the game. It's about,
Yeah.
you know, siding with one of the factions, thinking about how they work together, perhaps assassinating members of the other factions. Then there's infinite exploration.
That sounds fun.
Infinite exploration, which is one of the things I'm most excited about, is how the world changes over time. We have a concept called a Coriolis storm, and when it sweeps across the landscape, the sands shift, revealing new points of interest, hiding
That's
others,
clever.
making the game
That's
renewed
very
every
clever.
week. Then we have combined
Every
arms.
week.
Combined arms is our combination of vehicles, melee combat, range combat, and abilities all working together to create a seamless sandbox combat experience. And finally,
Interesting.
we have expression and customization, which is really more than just talking about like the visual expression and customization, which of course we have armor sets and clothing and a robust character creation. But in addition to that, it's really about play the way you want to play. Do you want to be a trader? You can do that. Do you want to be a fighter? Of course you can do that. Do you want to be a spy?
Okay.
Maybe that's the gameplay you're looking for. All of these things built into these pillars.
So the journey of the player, we've divided that into 4 parts. We think of them as survive, protect, expand, control. The survive part means that you're up against the planet itself and you're clinging onto life. In the protect phase, you've gathered some stuff, you might have a base, but you also want to make sure that nobody else comes to take it away from you, so you try to build defenses and make sure that your base is in the clear. Then, in the expand phase, you lift your gaze and you look around and you see that others have stuff as well, and you might want to take their stuff. Then, in the control phase, you may find yourself being a part of a guild or even the leader of a guild. Then, the goal is to control the flow of spice on Arrakis. However, you're never safe. There's
No
always
easy
someone
task.
lurking around the corner. Can you really trust your second in command? So the goal of the control phase is that you are clinging to control. Whenever you get into combat in the desert of Arrakis, try to get it over with quickly, because not only are you fighting human combatants, but the planet Arrakis itself is the greatest protagonist there is.
Yeah. I hope that the planet is so much more threatening than the human element, the player element.
And with that, the PC Gaming Show 2023 is done. And what a show it was! And what a lesson for me, honestly. AI excels at plenty, but only an absolute doofus would think it can replace the human touch. I mean, you'd have to be an irredeemable bozo, like a real human dumpster to pull that.
So that's the end of Frank AI? You are getting the band back together?
I mean, yeah, if we get another show next year, then yeah, you betcha.
If?
Well, you know, Dakota, you guy's pretty smart. I mean, I think he's actually the CEO now of PC Gamer and all subsidiary publications and IPs. I think he's got some really great ideas, but he also caddies for some very influential people on the golf course. Life comes at you fast, I guess. Either way, see you next year. Bye-bye.
So weird. The showcases, is it always this weird? I might have to go back and watch a previous one. Very, very weird. But fun.
camera speed.
Yeah, okay, so that was all right. We've got quite a few on the list. June looks really interesting, but with it inherently being a survival game, I'm kind of not so sure about it. But it's certainly of that kind of genre. That's the kind of game that I'd be more interested in playing, because the survival is actually baked into the story.
I don't know what to do now.
Earthless, I kind of want to know what that is. Last Train Home looked interesting. Sand, like, potentially has... It could be really good. I need to see some gameplay. I need to actually know what it's about. But it could be cool.
Oh, hold on.
The Ebenezer... I can't stop thinking about that Ebenezer Scrooge game as well. That was so odd. But it actually looked kind of fun. Ferocious, I mean, dinosaurs. I'm sold. Dinosaurs. Yeah. Loads of stuff. Undead Inc. as well. That looked really interesting. Again, I want to see gameplay. Yeah. So, pretty good. It was pretty good. I still think Xbox was the best, but that's because that's tailored to the games that I love. Everything in there looks pretty cool. Like the Sea of Thieves stuff and all that. All that stuff I'm not that interested in. But it still looks pretty interesting. The like Yakuza and stuff like that I'm not interested in.
I really apologize.
But no, this was wacky, fun, and something different to end it on. But I'm gonna call this here. Let's pause that. So tomorrow, no stream on this channel. We're over on Top Plays Games doing some Solasta with a gang again. We have a dragon to fight, and it's going to be rough. Might take up some of the stream, but what I plan to do is tomorrow night, I don't know what time it'll be, but tomorrow night we'll go live and we'll watch the Ubisoft showcase together, just later than when it's originally aired. So we'll just watch the VOD, but I'll do it live. I'll make sure that I stream it. Hopefully there's going to be some good stuff in there. More Prince of Persia will be really cool, and the new Star Wars game that was shown off on the Xbox showcase. I want to see something of that. I want to actually know what that is. If it has that 1313 vibe, I'm totally here for it. And, you know, Assassin's Creed Mirage is kind of selling me the more I see of it. Going back to the Assassin's Creed roots. Pretty cool. Hopefully we'll get a new Splinter Cell. I doubt it. Who knows? It would be really cool, though. But yeah, thanks to everyone who's dropped in and watched. Dogmeat, always nice to see you in chat. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day if you come back and watch the rest of this. And this is going to stay up as long as the copyright stuff can be sorted out, because there's always going to be that. And it doesn't cause any issues. This is just going to stay up in its entirety. So if you do want to watch it back, feel free. You're more than welcome. And we will be back with Ubisoft tomorrow, but later on. And then the second Xbox show. I need to set up a stream for that. But there's so much stuff that was missing that I hope is kind of in there. But that's on Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm not entirely sure. But we'll be back then anyway. So there will be a couple more streams on this channel before everything settles down again. So don't worry too much about that. But thank you very much to everyone who's dropped in. I'll see you all in the next one.